This video is to show you how to get the P9 2025 format from Nifty Payroll. It can be accessed from two places, payslips and the P9 emailer. Payslips and the P9 emailer. I want to compare it with the KRA format, the one I've done, and then there'll be something that we need to note here. So maybe I start with this last bit here. Now, because we are opening the same report from two different locations, I had to prioritize one over the other if both of them are open. So I'm going to open payslips in 2025 and the emailer I'm going to open in 2024. So I have two different years showing. Now, if you're just working with the emailer, because I have prioritized the emailer over the payslips, and it'll just work as normal. It'll give you your 2024 P9s. But if you're in payslips and you go to reports and you try to open the 2025 format, I'll explain this shortly, you will get this pop-up which tells you to check the P9 year to make sure that the year that you're getting is correct, and it will show you what year it's showing you, or it's going to give you. In this case, it's 2024. The reason being that the P9 emailer has 2024. Okay, so if you read this, that's basically what it's saying. And you can see it's opened the P9s with 2024. This is the new format. And that's because I have 2024 here. So just bear that in mind when opening from the payslips if your P9 emailer is open. Usually you wouldn't do that. Okay, so let's take a look at accessing from payslip. So we'll go to 2025 like we are here. And you can see we have two P9 formats here. So there's the old one, which I've put in brackets up to 2024. This is to say OOI/HOSP. I just removed that and said up to 2024. And then you have this 2025 onward. So this is the new format. You can still get the old format with the current year data. This is the old format. You can see it doesn't have SHIF and PRMF and the like. So if I open the new format, we can then compare what I've done with KRA's. Now remember, KRA provided this format at this URL. Excuse me. So if we take a look, the main new things are the things that were introduced in 2024, which is house levy, SHIF, PRMF. Those are the main things. So as you can see, I've added, so that's F, G, and H. So you have F, G, and H. Sorry about that. You have the F, G, and H. Sorry, there are some people cutting trees in my neighborhood. You'll hear some noise. So F, G, and H are the new columns showing on this. And then you have basic pay, benefits, value of quotas, and total gross pay. You have that, the 4. This D is the summation of the A, B, and C. Then you have the E's, which is pension, which they call defined contribution retirement scheme. So you have E1, E2, E3. E1, E2, E3. I've just simplified it like this and said what each is. I shortened this to retirement scheme. So I've shortened where necessary. So E1 is 30% of A. This is the actual contribution. It's usually the lowest. And then the limit. So whichever of these is the lowest is what is picked when summing this J. So the lowest of this plus F, G, H, and I, which is house levy, SHIF, PRMF, and home interest, owner-occupied or mortgage interest, gives you J. And then you have the chargeable pay, which is D minus J. And then you have the tax charged on that chargeable pay. Then these two reliefs. And then you have your net payee. And that's exactly what you have here, right? So if you look, it's pretty much the same. Total deductions, chargeable pay, tax charge, personal relief, insurance relief, payee. Then coming to the bottom, you have 3 sets of notes. There is this using PA, P9A, and then there are 3 points there. Then there is this 2. There is no topic, but I indicated that it's deductions. This is explaining the deductions that were introduced in 2024. Then you have this, it says C, but I think this should be 3. So me, I've put it as 3. And I've added a topic for owner-occupied mortgage, owner-occupied or mortgage interest, which is column I. They want you to give some details there. Okay, so that's 1 and 2, which I've called A and B. So those are your 3 notes. And then you have this total chargeable pay and total tax showing at the bottom, total chargeable pay, total tax. And then you have this, the name of the thing, and this to be completed by, which I put at the bottom here. So that's your whole new format as it is. Okay, so you can see something here in red. I've put that there because this individual has a relief that is not personal or insurance. So it says here you have other reliefs not shown here in addition to personal and insurance, and the amount is this. And I've said here contact your HR about this. Now don't panic about this. It's very unlikely that you have it. But just in case, because I know those reliefs existed before, maybe somebody used them, let me say by mistake, during the year, I wanted to be able to identify. Because if you check that total, this tax charge minus the reliefs, and you find it doesn't meet that, that's what that difference is. So let me show you this particular person's example. So I know it's Andrew Abdul. If I go to payslips and I go to January, for him, I had given, if I come here and do affordable housing reliefs, I had given him 750 way back when in the example, and I know it went for 5 months: January, February. There was no March, April, May, June. So it's 5 months. So 750 times 5 is this 3750. So if you did this summation, you'd find the difference here is 3750. Now, like I said, not many will have that, if any. So most people will just have a blank there, which is why I've put it in red just in case. So most people, the P9 will just look as usual, just like that. Of course, if someone was not there for the whole year, you will only see the months that they were there. And I put this total at the bottom here with an M. It means 6 months. So most people should just be 12 months. But anyone who did a shorter stint than 12 months, you'll see just the fewer months that they were here, like this person, 6 months. What else? So that's from payslips and the comparison with the KRA format. So that's done. So let me close that. So I've shown you from payslips, now from the P9 emailer. So we go here. Do I have my folder? My folder is here where my P9s come, and it's empty. So let me go to, so let me start again. So P9 emailer, I go to 2025. Remember, it will always open in the current year. So make sure you go to 2025. Remember, it always shows who has a P9 in that year. So if we go to 2026, we can see who doesn't have. This person had something in 2025. In 2026, they are not there. If we go to 2024, someone else drops. Okay, so in 2025, all those people had. If you're ready to do for everybody, just tick here. It will tick everyone. Then create PDFs. Remember, you can lock. I had done another a P9 tutorial. You can go and watch that for additional details on that. So in this case, I don't want to do for everyone. I just want to do a sample. So let me do John and Andrew, these two, and Andrew. Now, why do I have 2 Geno channels? I have to check that. Interesting. So I'm going to do for John Kamau, Geno Tieno, and Andrew Abdul. So I'm going to say create. Yes. Done. If I go to the folder, you'll see the 3 have been created. So this is Andrew Abdul. You can see the name of the file is Andrew Abdul. It has his figures. Remember, he was the one with the error. Then we go to Geno Tieno. That's hers. So after you create to PDF, just open a sample of them, make sure they all look correct and they're all okay before you send them off by email. Then as usual, when you're ready to email, if you want to just confirm that everything is okay, the best thing is type your email address here and then click send all P9s to the below email. It will send everyone you've ticked to. Let's say you've put your email there, it will send everybody's there. You look at them one by one, make sure they're all okay before you then come and email to employees. And remember, everyone should have an email address. And like I said, there was another tutorial I did about P9s. You can refer to that. So I've covered how to do the new format from the payslips, from the emailer. I've shown the KRA format, and I've explained if you have both the emailer and payslips open, the year that will be picked is from the P9 emailer. And that's it. Thank you very much.